So to make my absolute favorite cheat meal, pot stickers, we're going to start with dried shiitake mushrooms that I've rehydrated in hot water, and you're going to let that soak for about 30 to 40 minutes until it's completely soft and rehydrated. So then what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze out all of the water and we're going to set it aside. Now, we're going to also reserve some of that shiitake water, about half a cup's worth, in another dish because this packs a lot of flavor. Our next key ingredient are Chinese chives, chopped, 1 cup worth. If they look like this, they're very flat, like grass leaves. So we're just going to cut them into smaller pieces. And then we're also going to use 3 inches of ginger sliced, fresh ginger, same thing with fresh garlic, 6 large cloves of garlic, and 3 stalks of green onions chopped. So we're going to take all of the ingredients and we're going to put it in a food processor. This is our 2 cups of shiitake mushrooms that have been rehydrated. Now you can hand chop these, but if you have a food processor, it makes it that much easier. So we've added our ginger, our garlic, our green onions. I decided to chop the chives separately because the container is already full. So I'm going to do these first and then I'll go back to process the Chinese chives. So we're going to pulse this until it becomes smaller pieces. And I'm going to show you what it should look like once it's done. As you can see, they're broken down into smaller pieces, the exact size that I want. And there are the chives that I processed separately. So you're going to add all the chopped ingredients in with the full fat minced pork. We have 3 pounds of that in there. A teaspoon of black pepper. Now, I like sesame oil, so I'm putting 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. If you don't like the flavor, you find it too strong, just add a tablespoon. Modify all the ingredients to your own taste. These are just my taste preferences. So to this, we're going to use 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now, cornstarch helps to bind the ingredients together. And we're going to add our half cup of shiitake liquid for flavor. And then we're going to go ahead and add my favorite dark soy sauce. There's 2 tablespoons of this. It really does give it a depth of color. And for the saltiness, we're going to use my other favorite Keto soy sauce, 4 tablespoons. Now, if you're on a low sodium diet, feel free to use a low sodium soy sauce and reduce the quantities to half. So like I said, you modify this to the way you like it. So once we have all our ingredients, Chinese cooking wine. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of Chinese cooking wine to our mixture. And then once we've added our Chinese cooking wine, we're going to use the best kind of mixer around, and that's our hands. And we're just going to get in there and mix everything thoroughly until it's all consistent in color and texture. Get your hands dirty. This is the best part. And it should look like this. Now, just to make sure that the taste is how I like it, I usually take a small piece, put it on a microwave dish, stick it in the I stuck this in my 1200 watt microwave for about 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and I tasted it. And then I realized, I didn't add my sugar for balance. So I add a tablespoon of my monk fruit sweetener, but if you're not on a diet, you could just use regular sugar and mix it again. And that's it. ingredients to the pork dumpling mixture. And you're just gonna mix that until it's all combined once again. Now to make our dumplings, you're gonna need dumpling wrapper. This is a circular wrapper. It comes in a double pack. Of course, a spoon and a little dish of water. Do this with your kids. This is a lot of fun. I did this growing up with my mom and my grandma. So we're gonna take our wrapper. You're gonna have to separate them all. And we're gonna hydrate half of the wrapper and place a little bit of our mixture in the middle. And then you're gonna put it together, pinch at the top, and then fold. This is a multi-fold dumpling. So you're just gonna fold in, press, fold in, press on both sides. Be sure to seal the entire dumpling completely. And then when you place it back on your choice of tray, it's important to flatten the bottom. So press it into the tray so that the bottom of the dumpling is flat. And this is gonna help with how you cook it later on. So I'm gonna show you a couple of ways of how to make your dumpling. This is another way. It's just 2 folds. So you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna add your meat in the center. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna hydrate half of the dumpling with your water. That's what the water is for. It's like a glue. So that white stuff on the dumpling is cornstarch. Just help it to not stick all together. We're gonna pitch at the top, and we're only gonna do fold once on each side. Press all the sides down. Make sure it's totally sealed. And then when we put it on our tray, we're gonna press down so that the bottom is flat. Now that was folding from the front. Now, this is the Chinese traditional folding technique. And what we're gonna do here is, like before, hydrate, put the dumpling filling in, go to the top, pinch. But instead of folding forward, you're gonna take your finger, and we're kind of doing it from behind. So you're just gonna fold it to the other side and press and make sure everything is sealed. Same results, but you're kind of just doing it backwards. And then place back in your tray. Now, what I like to do is I like to freeze them before I cook it. I mean, you're free to cook it right away, but I usually make a lot of dumplings when I am doing it, so I freeze half of it and consume half of it. So you can freeze it. It's best to freeze in a flat tray. So to cook these delicious frozen dumplings, we're gonna get a non-stick pan. It's better to get non-stick because they can tend to stick. And we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of oil. And we're just gonna get it to a medium-high heat. And we're gonna place our frozen dumplings in there. So you're just gonna cover the bottom. And we're actually gonna keep it open and let it fry up a little bit. And what we're gonna do is every so often, we're gonna check the bottoms. You see, this is why we needed to flatten the bottoms of the dumpling so they could sit upright in the frying pan. So you can see that they're kind of frying up. Get as many as you can in there. And just keep checking them. As you can see there, the bottoms turn brown. Once that happens, you're gonna take a quarter cup of water. And we're gonna get it to a simmer, then cover with a lid. Once you get to that point, you're gonna set your timer to 9 minutes. And then we're gonna lower the heat to a medium low. And just let it simmer for 9 minutes. And that's what's gonna cook the top portion of the dumpling. When you open the lid, there'll be excess water. Just let it dribble back onto the frying pan. And once that little bit of water evaporates, and you know it's evaporated because the only thing left at the bottom is oil, then your dumplings are cooked. Just make sure you flip them over and you see that, oh, beautiful golden brown. It's perfect. These are ready to serve and best to be eaten with dark vinegar, soy sauce, chilies, on a platter. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Enjoy!